What's going on, beautiful people? This is your boy Spear Studios with another video, and I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the multiple elephants in the room, because we've all talked about it. We've all been making videos about it. Every time I scroll through my YouTube feed, I'm seeing it. WWE, TKO, whoever is in charge of everything, they have a greed problem. So let's talk about it. Now, honestly, ticket prices are through the roof. That's neither here or there. Man, I remember going to John Cena's actual DC show. And man, that thing, let's just say that was half my rent. Paying for one ticket was half my rent. So that just goes to show you just how crazy prices are. Then again, it was John Cena's last show, so I feel like it was worth it, low key. But anyway, that's neither here or there. The point I'm trying to make is, like, obviously ticket prices have went through the roof. Paying to watch the product itself is crazy now. It used to be everything was on Peacock, but now you have to pay for Netflix. Then you gotta pay for your cable to watch SmackDown. Then you gotta pay a different price to watch the actual pay-per-views on ESPN. It's so crazy. And then I think they just said something about how NXT is off of Peacock, is showing something different now. So even if NXT was still on Peacock, you still have to pay for your Peacock subscription. And it's like, fam, it's so much. It's crazy. And I think the underlying truth of the matter is, it wouldn't be so bad if the product was halfway decent. Now, guys, I was talking about this in my last video. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out for the algorithm, of course. But anyway, I was talking about how I haven't watched wrestling, well, specifically WWE, in a long time. Like, we're talking like 3 to 6 months. I haven't consistently been watching the product. I think the last time I followed and actually cared about the product was the John Cena lead up, like that John Cena tournament leading up to his final match in December. And then before that was SummerSlam, or was that WrestleMania? It must have been WrestleMania, when when Paul Heyman had turned on Roman Reigns and CM Punk and aligned himself with Seth Rollins. I was hyped for that. I think that was SummerSlam. That wasn't WrestleMania. At least I don't think so. It might have been. Guys, fact check me if I'm wrong. But I'm going off on a tangent now. So anyway, long story short is, it's been a while since I've sat down and actually watched the product. And I think that's part of the issue. It wouldn't be so bad. It would still be bad, but it wouldn't be so bad to pay for all these different services and subscriptions if the product was actually enjoyable to watch. Now I can hear people say, "Oh, Spear Studios, you're just one of those casual fans that only care for Roman Reigns, or you're only one of those people that care about Cody Rhodes or whatever." But honestly, man, like y'all heard in the last video, I like the Brock and Oba stuff going on. I'm chilling with it. But my thing is, why do I gotta pay $15 for Peacock, $20 for ESPN, $18 for Netflix? It's like, you're making it such a bigger thing than it needs to be, man. And I think it's just an overall look at where we are in the world. Like, the Bible talks about how people in this generation, how in the last days people will be lovers of money, and how everybody wants to get paid. There's people that I talk to, I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but there's people that I talk to that are like, man, I'm not working a 9 to 5 no more. I'm trying to make bread. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And it's like, fam, what are you making all this money for? What's really the end goal? And that's where I really want to get into. That's where I want to spend a little bit of time in this video. You guys know what we do on this channel. We talked about the biblical aspects. We talked about how wrestling and the things we see in wrestling can give way to a biblical perspective. So without further ado, let me get into some Bible. I want to go to not Matthew. I want to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10. He who loves money will not be satisfied with money, nor he who loves wealth with his income this also is vanity. It's like we can see that in plain sight. We see that with our own eyes. It's like these ticket prices are still going up, and it don't matter how many pipe bombs or how many quote unquote reports come out about how TKO and WWE are coming together to think about lowering ticket prices. It shouldn't even got to this point to begin with. It's just a matter of greed. It's a matter of greed, and we see it here in the Bible, in Ecclesiastes. He who loves money will never be satisfied. And it's crazy how, like, a lot of times people be talking about the Bible don't be real. The Bible is just a fairy tale. But it's like a lot of stuff that's in the Bible, you see it in your day-to-day life. But anyway, I'm going to give another Bible verse, and then we'll be out your hair. I'll be out your hair. You guys don't have to hear me in my soapbox anymore. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. It's funny to me, and it's interesting to me, how as soon as TKO started merging and TKO became the parent company, whatever you want to say, isn't it funny how that's when the product started getting a little worse? That's when storylines started not making sense. That's when little things just started to fall off. And I feel like the past month has been good television. You got Kit Wilson doing his thing, Danhausen. Like, there's little nooks and crannies here and there that makes the product somewhat enjoyable to watch. Then you got the Oba and Brock stuff, and then you got the CM Punk and Roman stuff. But like the past month has been like kind of decent. But before past month, like I would probably say since WrestleMania 40, I would give you 41 only because of John Cena turning heel and things of that nature. But WrestleMania 41 and then like 2025 has been whack. I gotta call it what it is. It's whack. And to kind of go back to 1 Timothy, those who desire to be rich fall into a snare that plunge people into ruin and destruction. And it's like the product has been getting worse because you guys are so greedy for these subscriptions. You guys are so greedy for these people, the common people who are paying to watch his shows. And it's fascinating to me how the more the ticket prices go up, the less engaged people are. Because it's like, I'm not paying for this when the product isn't even that good, and you guys are trying to scalp every little thing from the average wrestling fan. But that's all for today. That's my little TED Talk. Greed is ruining the company. And you can attest this to not just WWE, but just something that we can be mindful in our own lives when we get too greedy, whether it's food, whether it's money, whether it's anything that we know we can't have too much of, and we get too greedy. It can open up pitfalls in our life, and it can open up things that we don't want to open up to. We don't want to impact our lives. So it's a lesson to learn, both from watching what the WWE and TKO is doing, but also just a warning in our lives not to let greed overtake us. So that's it for today, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And remember, sometimes wrestling reflects truth, and sometimes it reflects faith.